Okay, we are back.
Ye-
Yay!
Austin, I will tell you, you're going to have on my recording. There's going to be a bit of me talking with my parents about a photo they sent me, and I'm very sorry. It's a photo of me when I was like 4, making a very pouty face. So they're
Adorbs.
um,
That's not gonna bother me.
yes. So apologies for that in the middle of the recording.
Okay, so we are back. Spade has taken course 2 downtime activities, and Pitchfork has taken one of them. Correct?
Yep.
Does
I
go ahead?
I did figure out the other one that I could probably knock out real quick, I think. We
Mm-hmm.
just want to get that out of the way.
Yeah. What is it?
I want to fix my shield. I forgot it was junked last time.
Oh, that doesn't take a downtime activity. You
Oh, I
just
thought junk stuff did. Okay, never
No,
mind.
junk stuff is just it takes up load until it is returned to undeclared by spending material.
Oh.
So you'll have to spend the one material to make it to give yourself an undeclared slot. And
Alright.
then you can decide whether or not you want to get your shield back or get something entirely new. And pull out a big surprise that Bert has. Be like, Bert has a gun now.
Oh man. I don't think so.
No,
Gunbert.
don't have vicious yet.
No. I have the opposite. I have soft.
This is my OC Bort. It's the cousin of Bert, and it has a gun.
I love it.
I thought you were gonna go
I
with an
demand we
eat.
make 5 movies.
Original OC, do not steal.
I thought you were gonna go in a eat pants direction.
Alright, then I guess I don't know what I'm doing, but is it cool if I take that material point, y'all?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Back to functional.
Yay,
Oh.
functioning.
Y'all have 2 excess personnel points.
We do.
You need to spend those before the end of downtime, or they're wasted.
Hey, how
What
much?
can we do with personnel points?
Yeah. What's on the docket?
Yeah.
You
What
can
are our
boost long-term projects. We could make that
Like
one tick not
therapy!
one tick.
Ella,
Yes.
to have. Yes, I would like that.
So you could spend the 2 and boost it up to a 6. Is it boosted up 1 effect level, right? Or is that cash?
Okay, here's what you can do with personnel. Replace destroyed cohorts. Have flashbacks that utilize allied squads or cohorts. Add +1 die to cut loose, recover, or long-term project, or increase the result 1 level for each of those. Have a flashback to gather information, or add +1 die to a gather information roll, and then of course saving it up to increase the squad's tier. So really
You should heal some trauma.
for this, it's gathering information, cutting loose, recovering long-term projects. That's what's relevant to y'all for downtime and personnel.
I will take that long-term projects.
Because you can spend it to 2 to get it up to how much is 6? 4 ticks? Or 3 ticks?
3 ticks. So
Alright.
if
Yeah,
you
so you can
are
get
you
that.
doing that, spending both of the excess to bump up
Yeah.
your. Also, I had a question. I thought you had 2 ongoing projects that were about the clinic.
I did. I cleared them because I thought that's what happened over the course of the months. Was that inaccurate?
That is in. You know what? I'll just give that to you because I saw that they were.
To be fair, fictionally, we are pretending that Spade has something valuable in the clinic at this point,
Yeah.
and that would not be the case if it were still under construction.
Yep. Okay. Let me check my notes if I can remember if I had a plan for what those would give you, or if you recall if I discussed it with you, if there would be a mechanical benefit.
I don't remember. I just thought that things were cleared. I apologize.
No, that's okay. All
No,
right.
I don't think we talked about it.
Yeah, we might not have. Yeah, and either I didn't come up with a suggestion or I did not write it down. So, go me. In either case, I think that this is basically giving y'all a claim, right? Like, that makes sense. You've built a facility. Let's see.
It does track.
So, logistics, since we might as well start putting stuff in there. Hold on. I am going to pull up the claim map that is not in the game yet.
Ooh.
For logistics.
Ooh,
Or not
secret
in the
tip.
rules. Let me get that off screen while I do this. Okay, where's the logistics? There we go. So, all right. For logistics, the adjacent claims are Exporter's Office, which is +2 cash for high-class targets. Simulation Pods, which is your cohorts gain the rover type, which would be in the immediate area of your forward operating base. So they'd be pretty close to Hollandton. But I think that what this probably actually is public works. Because those would be in the near region, which I think Broken Bank can qualify as. So that means that y'all will have limited authority over that area. Over
That tracks.
Yeah, and to be clear, that it's not just the Broken Bank. That'll be like, sort of Journey City. Y'all have made a statement with this, and so you get +1 heart because that's what the benefit is. So
I also think it's sort of to the benefit of our merciful side of our reputation. Definitely. Sorry,
That makes
wanted
sense.
to say that. I just think it reinforces that and kind of, maybe shoves duplicitous off to the side a little bit.
okay,
Oh yeah, that is what they do.
I
They're
don't.
not screwing everyone over.
They don't have to know about that.
So it is. It is now easier for y'all to increase your tier by a little bit. You need less rep now to fill up
Yay.
because you have
Yay!
the populace's support. I don't know how to fix that formatting. It should say Public Works and then +1 heart, but obviously I am not so skilled with the Google
it in
spreadsheets.
post.
Yeah, we'll fix it later.
There we go.
Thank you. Okay. So that is that solved. So Tower has 2 downtime activities. Scarecrow has 2 downtime activities. Pitchfork has 1 downtime activity. And of course, Spade can spend cash for additional ones if you think of any that you want to do. So, who has an idea of what they want to do with those downtime activities? If we need to go over them.
Yeah, I mean, I do still want to try to train. Probably prowess. But
Yes. Oh, well, there's a question. Okay, so if we've gone over what your new quarters look like, which are basically, actually, no, we haven't really. We've said that they're sort of half finished, and that
Yeah.
was about it. So, what do your new quarters look like, and what will they look like when they're completed?
I mean, I don't know how big they are really because they seem like I don't even know if would we have been building them for 3 people?
I assume.
I sleep in a van down by the river.
No, but that just might change how we talk about this. Like, would we have been building them for just us?
I think. Well,
Or
I
would
think
we
when
have...
we first started designing it, it was for 4, because there was some hope that Harrow would be coming back at some point, and then as time progressed, I feel like that room became a storage room.
Okay, but it's still like a room with enough space that it
I
could
feel like
be-
we'd have a guest room of some sort.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, we probably would. We can probably just convert that.
For our many guests, absolutely.
Yes.
Hmm.
For all of the guests that we have.
So I have to say, don't tell me y'all are gonna slap me in a sad montage of moving someone's old crap. It's like, oh, they're never coming back.
We already went through that.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and besides,
worry.
this is actually like, as the incomplete quarters indicate, there wasn't actually sleeping space before when Demon was here. He lived in a shed behind a bakery.
I've been sleeping in a tent underneath Magpie. So
Yeah. I think I was sort of just like couch hopping for a while. I think I slept in the bar I used to run in, or I used to run.
I actually, we went over this recently in the most
Yeah.
recent MP3 release, and
Oh.
you said that Tower had a Craigslist roommate who basically
Yeah.
had the night shift, and so you never saw them.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I forgot what I had said.
That's fair. And then Pitchfork was switching between sleeping on a friend's couch in Hollandton and sleeping in the workshop barn.
Yep.
Yeah. So now we have rooms. I don't have to not meet my creepy, weird Craigslist roommate. Yay.
Oh
I don't have
god.
to have that conversation.
What if your roommate was like, the reason you never actually ran into them was because they were never actually there? Like their proxy had was just scheduled to pay the rent every month, and so their
Sugar
proxy was like the
God.
what is that?
a sugar proxy, probably.
Did I have a sugar proxy?
Well, no, because presumably you were paying rent too, but
I had a
You had a ghost
So
for a
actually, all the
roommate.
rent is just stacked up in envelopes through a
I had-
slot.
I had like a Splenda proxy. Paid about half the rent, and I had to cover the rest.
I hate this. I hate it.
Yeah, okay. And Tower never even knew that they were a Splenda baby. Okay.
Cursed. Cursed and bad.
All right.
I'm sorry.
So are these quarters like fairly minimalist? Like bunk beds? Does everyone have their own room? You've got a kitchen, clearly, and presumably you have like a shower and a bathroom.
I think it's very important to Spade that Ko has a walk-in closet because Ko has needs and a fashion to uphold, and it simply will not do on wire things. So
What if what if what if the walk-in closet is just what used to be Demon's room?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
oh.
Ugh.
Oof.
Yep.
Okay. So, oh, what if you have like, you built it for like 6 people, and then, so one of them just became like your room or like your closet. One became Scarecrow's room, and then one like ended up getting turned into a storage room, where like you're shoving all your junk, and Scratch likes the joke that it's their room.
Oh.
Oh. I love
There's like,
Scratch.
they've got AR furniture set up in there that like they just don't care if you disrupt it.
I love Scratch with all my heart.
So yeah, I guess over like the next little while, Scarecrow, you eventually meet Scratch, who is technically the group's CO.
Yeah.
Oh.
I forgot.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is actually a that's our boss. I forgot completely.
You're
Yeah.
getting court-martialed.
So
Oh my
I think at like some point you like come to breakfast for the group. Tower, I'm guessing you're making it.
Yes, and it is significantly improved. I think it's a quiche.
Is everyone there, or is like our pitchfork and spade elsewhere?
I'm there.
I'll be there for it, yeah.
Okay, so it's like, let's say, is it like Sunday brunch? Is it like a tradition the squad had?
Oh,
Has?
yeah.
Yep.
Who set it
Yeah.
up? Who set up Sunday brunch?
I got really excited that that Tower was learning a new skill, and I was like, I know what I'll do. I'll support them by making this every week.
Oh,
And it's mandatory
no.
has to come.
Okay.
Hey, it's gotten significantly better as time has progressed.
So,
It's a good measure of progress.
so what's sort of the order that everyone rolls into the kitchen for brunch? Also, is this anyone's cutting loose action? Does anyone want to declare this as... Is this Tower cutting loose? And remember, you
Oh,
can't
yeah, I think so, yeah.
overindulge. So who do you want to technically cut loose with for a belief? And an increase in your connection clock?
I'm not sure because I feel like I should do one with Rizza, but also like yeah, I think it should be Rizza. I think like, can I actually say that the cut loose scene is before this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
So our like...
And can I say
Go ahead.
I'll retcon my quiche idea and I think I'm just gonna like go up to Rizza like maybe like a couple of days before like we can go into town and get groceries and stuff. And just sort of like ask like, hey, what's your favorite breakfast stuff? And do you maybe want to come and like, you don't have to teach me, but just like let me know how I could make it. I want to like as a welcome thing. I want to welcome you to the team with something good and breakfasty.
Yeah, that's cool. And I'm going to need to maybe consult a little bit. Well, this is probably stuff that needs to be ad-libbed a little bit, but I'm thinking what it would be something slightly bougie and definitely Jovangelian.
Okay.
All right.
Consult a little bit there.
What is Jovangelian food like?
I don't know.
There's no details about that, although now we have 2 Jovangelians in the squad, since Spade is also Jovangelian.
Let me check where they are in terms of location.
I mean, they're
from
their
space.
their culture is not from this landmass.
Yeah, no, because I was wondering if they're currently coastal or not.
I mean, all 5 groups have coastal, have harbors.
Okay.
Um,
Oh yeah, they do. Sorry, I misread the
I
map a little.
forget, is Scarecrow off-worlder or local Jovangelian?
Off-worlder.
Right, okay, so you're both off-world Jovangelians too. Do you have any suggestions, Sasha?
like a vaguely bougie Jovengelian breakfast?
I have an idea if you want it.
All I can think of is the cat with a very distinctive expression who's looking at the stack of like
Blinny?
Pancakes?
of Blinny. Yeah. That's all I can think of.
It's the
But I
one
don't-
that's tenders for Sona.
Yeah, I don't think that Blinny is particularly. I feel like that's just a food that you can make. I don't know that it's.
It's not very bougie.
What if
Yeah.
it's chorizo breakfast tacos?
Yes, I'm into it. I don't even
Okay.
care.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
want chorizo breakfast tacos.
Good.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. So I think like
Oh, I think it's going to be though, like, just to add a bit of fluff to it, it's going to be a weird kind of flour for the, like, it's like scratch made tortillas, but not like made out of maize, but like something weird like rice flour or something.
oh
Like
fun.
that's the form.
So
for-
like
it's
almost
a different, like.
there is a
stuff.
restaurant, Austin. There's a restaurant here called Taco Bao that
Okay.
makes tacos but in like little bao
Oh my
cup
God.
things.
Huh.
Is it that? Like not cups, but like in the sort of fluffy pancake things? Is it that?
I think it has to be now. It's Taco Bao.
Okay.
So good.
Okay.
Okay.
Love to be multicultural.
So Tower, who's just learning how to cook, and you're like, "Yo, make Taco Bao for me, bitch."
Look.
Good luck. Hope you have a steamer.
All restaurants are now Taco Bao.
They're very good.
Yo, if anyone's into cultural appropriation, it's probably the Jovengelians.
True. Yeah, but I think just started cooking is a little I think they've been cooking for like a solid 4 or 5 months, so they've got like a handle on things
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit. So I don't think they turn out like great, but I think they're significantly better than anyone expected them to be. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
Promising.
If I have a thought. I think Riza might actually help out in the kitchen with this.
Oh, okay. Because I
I think
had
that
sort
might
of
be an unexpected thing that kind of comes out of this. Is like I think the way I would see it is kind of like how I ended up running the first game of D&D I ever played. Is like I just keep having ideas like, okay, no, but you got to make sure to fluff the flour like this. You got to like she as they're shopping in, and then you're just like, hey, do you want to help cook these?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay.
That seems like a good scene.
So, Pitchfork, I know you're an early riser, cause farmer. I forget, is Spade an early riser or?
That's assuming that Ko slept the night before, which is not always the case. Yeah. It not as early as Pitchfork, but like a couple hours after probably.
Okay. So, I think, like, y'all are, well, except for Spade, the three of you are hanging out in the kitchen, which I think has the, like, dining table in the kitchen area.
Just like
And-
waiting for stuff to steam and things.
Yeah. And so, Scarecrow, you're, like, at the counter preparing something, or maybe, like, getting a cup of coffee, and you, like, turn back to the table, and there's someone who is sitting in a chair that wasn't there before, and they have on a sundress that is covered in like really intense but very cartoony mecha battle scenes that are, and all like the mechs or the mech pilots and the infantry are all being piloted by very cartoony cats, like Nico
I love it.
Atsume cats. And they're also wearing like thigh-high Doc Marten style boots that are the same sort of like peach color as the dress. And
Such a look.
they've also got on like opera gloves that go all the way to the shoulder and have lace plumes around the like basically under their armpit and like around the top of their arm.
I like how literally all of this is defying the purpose of a sundress.
And then instead of a head
and breezy, except for all these things I've slapped on top of it.
And then instead of a head, they have a devil emoji. That is 2D. It's not even 3D. It's just 2D.
Fucking love of my life over here. God damn.
Yep.
And
so I think for the perfect kind of like slice of life portion of the mecha anime is just as Scarecrow picks up 2 plates and turns around to put them on the table and both her hands are occupied. Hello.
Oh, hey, hi. You must be the person who's been newly added to the rolls. I'm
Yes,
Scratch.
Riza, pleasure. And like she goes for a handshake and just walks up to the table, puts the plates down, offers a hand.
And Scratch looks at your hand and says, I don't really do that. And then just sort of like puts their hand through yours because they are an AR projection.
Ah. Okay, so she then takes the plate that she very nicely put in front of Scratch and then just slides it to another position on the table.
I appreciate the gesture very much. But yeah, I come to these brunches, but I don't really eat, obviously. I'm just here for the company.
Moral cooking support.
And to check up on y'all. Since, gotta look out for these disaster children. Just ignore the fact that I'm 5, and we can get along fine.
Sure.
Yeah. A little bit outdated, but
What's
serves a function.
outdated, Tower?
And I'm actually gonna also throw in a detail here. I think since this is Sunday brunch and this is like a very relaxed, very casual ritual, this is gonna be one of the few times you guys actually see Riza out of her jumpsuit.
Okay.
So it's probably not like even that casual of an affair by everyone else's standards. It's probably still like flak jacket, but like with a tank top underneath. Like that's really casual for her.
Okay.
Tank tops.
All right. Does anyone else?
Bad.
Does anyone else want to use this scene as their cut loose? With anyone else?
I'll probably use this as my cut loose as well.
Okay. Who are you like really getting into conversation with at this brunch?
I think Pitchfork. It's been I think I've had the least contact with Pitchfork so far, and I think also, as a military brat, like Scarecrow is very, rise on the dime kind of early, so
Right.
And I think Riza would like to ask to join on a morning run, perhaps. Because, military, physical exercise. Feel free to say no, by the way, out of character. But I think that would be a good approach.
Yeah, I think she looks like a little uncertain, like a little wary of like you asking this, and then it's like, all right, well, I leave at, I wonder what time she actually like. I imagine this one it was like get up at like 4 and run up to this overlook to see the sunrise, and then back down for breakfast. So yeah, like I'm leaving at 4, dress warm, and then we'll be back before breakfast.
Cool. And yeah, at 3:50, she's outside your door. And I think she's actually just wearing the mech suit, and like I think it's climate controlled, so like all the other shit actually gets in the way. Like that's more of a social kind of construct than an actual practicality. If people didn't look at her weird for just wearing that all the time, she probably would, and which I think was probably the case during her cadet time. She's very attached.
Okay, well, here we go. And I think I lead you up. It's a pretty steep path. It's been like pretty well traveled, but there's like some big tree roots, good amount of rocks, not a lot of switchbacks. Goes up to this like stone shelf that kind of looks out over the base and off into the distance towards Journey City.
Cool. I don't think she has much issue keeping up.
Yeah. No.
And I think... let me see if I'm reading the room correctly here, but I don't think there's much conversation during this. It's just kind of two people running, two people jogging.
Yeah.
Okay. So... oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, probably just when we get there, Pitchfork takes out, like, a thermos with some hot tea in it and offers you, it's the kind with, like, the top turns into a cup, so you, like...
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, those are the best. Those are the best. So, yeah. Hands you a cup of hot tea if you would like one.
Yeah. I think she does. And I think she's gonna sit there with the tea and kind of... I think she's just gonna, stare at the sunrise for a while. And you catch a little smile. It's a little... It's like, you know how, like, you can kind of catch a smile a little bit from behind?
Yeah.
Like, she's definitely, I think, moved to what in, like, a public park or something would be marked as, hey, this is dangerous, don't sit on this part of the rocks, like, chance of falling. Like, it's not too much of a threat for, like, hey, we live dangerously and all that, but, like, it's just risky enough that it's just like, okay, you know what? No, it's cool.
It's fine.
You fall off from there, you're getting me a new cup.
Okay.
Please tell your dog I love him.
So, Tower, remember since you did a cut loose with Scarecrow?
Yeah, I've marked it.
You have marked an increased connection. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't written it yet because I always have a really hard time making them up. But
Yep.
I've put like an insert bond here.
Okay. And Scarecrow, you need to add in a tick in a connection clock with Pitchfork. Yeah, and then think about a belief. Oh, I forgot. We already wrote down your beliefs for...
Yes, we had my snap judgments.
Yes, your initial snap judgments. Do you want to go over them?
Sure.
Oh no.
And this is based on a combination of initial impressions and also I think she's gotten some like how do you say, what's the word I'm looking for?
Intel?
Condensed combat logs and operational reports and so on.
Just read our files.
Yeah. So, for Spade, they're going to get me killed. I shouldn't listen to them blindly.
Not bad advice.
For Tower, it's they're soft. I need to fix that.
Wow, wow. That's bullying.
That's the same one I have. No, it's close. It sure is close.
I'm working on it. Maybe I just want to cook things.
And for
Sorry.
Pitchfork is she's going to get herself killed. I should probably step in.
And you just took meat is cheap.
Yeah.
Oh god.
The money.
So good.
Austin and I were having a lot of fun. I'm just like, am I being too harsh with these? And now it's just like,
Very good. Okay. So I believe Tower, you trained prowess, correct?
Yes. So does that give me one or that gives me one, right?
Well, you upgraded the prowess training
Oh,
facility,
yes. So that
right?
gives me two, so I can get a new thing.
And so what's the new prowess training facility look like, y'all?
And I was almost thinking about it less like a facility, just for now, and more like I was helping to build the facility. Like I think I've been sort of helping out with building the new living quarters, and I think like doing that and having to climb on shit and like tinkering and I don't know, it's a lot of getting big tools around and like lifting shit and making sure things are well placed and stuff.
You're like, what's this? No, that's a concrete saw. We're not using that right now. Put it down.
Yeah, it's a lot of just sort of moving around and working on building shit. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no,
apart from
that's
that.
fair. You're getting a pitchfork style workout. Just labor.
Yeah, you know, it works. And I'm going to go up to 3 in prowl.
Okay. You can't put any more points into that until y'all unlock mastery.
Yep.
So what is the prowess facility that you're building?
Is it just a gym? I don't
It
want it to be just a gym.
Could just be a gym.
It's an infinity pool.
Oh, I hate that. Oh,
Is it? I don't know. I had a thought about it being like
Obstacle
we
course?
get some of the sort of rampant proxies, and sort of put them in a space where we can almost use them as like we find ones that were more
Target
used by people.
practice?
Not even target practice, like just we set them up like with motion detectors and shit and like sort of get
So
the
what,
ones
like American football training camp, basically?
don't get that reference, I'm sorry, but
Is
kind
it
of I think.
is it like
Like you get like dummies that you can tackle and stuff.
Y'all ever been
Kind of,
to
yeah.
a parkour gym?
No, but I know what they're like. My friend goes to one.
I was gonna suggest laser tag, but the proxies are like NPCs, so to speak.
Oh my god, yeah. That's incredibly good. Is
An
it
AR an AR laser tag space.
Yeah, that's good. Is it neon though? Is it blacklight and neon?
is it also a parkour gym?
I'm gonna argue yes, and also, Tower, you're the one who's designing it, so it's probably neon.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so the prowess training facility is a parkour laser tag space with black lights and neon paint.
It is available for parties over the weekends.
Hey, we could make that into
Oh my
something.
god! Did the logistics have
Cool.
the...
All right, cool. And these, when we build a second training gym and we tier up, we're also going to be adding one of those trampoline gyms.
Oh yeah, and a bowling rink.
God.
Bowling rink? Is that a word? Bowling
Yeah.
lane?
Alley.
Alley, thank
Alley.
you.
So,
The lanes are the individual bowling.
It's a rink. So there's no end going.
Yep.
No. No, it's a bowling rink. It's bowling, but the whole floor is waxed.
Yep. You just it's just like you toss bowling balls at people and you have to avoid them.
You each
Like,
get a
it's
bowling ball, and
pretty-
whatever happens in the middle is up to you.
What happens in the bowling ring stays in the bowling ring.
And but you have to like, it's part of how bowling just is now. Is you have to go to the opposite side of the circle to get your ball back.
Oh god.
so the logistics can get side business as a claim.
Do we
Also cover business. Those are two different things.
laser tag arena? Do we have a laser tag arena as a side business?
I'm at the cemetery. I'm at the laser tag arena. I'm at the combination cemetery and laser tag.
Because here's what happens if that's the cover business. Is it's like, hey, you want to go to this new laser tag thing? Dude, I hear there's like these like military guys who just show up there randomly. They just decimate the scoreboard. What the hell?
God. Do we want this to be a thing?
Well, okay. To be clear, both
We can
those
make it a long-term
claims,
project.
both those claims are near regions, so they're not actually like in Hollandton. They will be somewhere elsewhere. The cover business will be near the Broken Bank, and then the side business will be somewhere else. So, things for the future. But you could the cover business could actually be the next claim you get if you were so inclined. I'll fill out the claim map on the squad sheet in the coming days. But yeah, so you can actually get money. The side business gives you money, and the cover business reduces trust lost because people are like, oh, they're not anything bad. They're just a laser tag parkour arena.
With trampolines in the floor.
Jesus.
Oh wait, no, this is the future. We don't need trampolines. Can we just have like gravity pads? Just make it like just make this fucking Unreal Tournament.
I mean, okay, if you did the gravity pads, that would just be like installing the Nell in the floor, which strikes me as a bad idea.
Oh, gross. Oh, bad to do and use.
What is vanilla? I don't understand.
The Nell is what keeps the magpie afloat, and it also is sort of its sensor array.
Oh, the Nell. I heard
yeah.
Vanell. I'm like, who is Vanell, and why are we installing her in the floor?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Just occasionally a claw comes out and scoops someone in.
So now we know
It's called
what.
a stage hazard, jackass.
So now we know what the prowess training facility on the chapel grounds are. I hope Hollandton didn't mind. I mean, if y'all hadn't already like basically made a mockery of this religious site with the proxy moat and the bell tower being converted into a Zeppelin dock.
Okay, quick question. Do people actually use this church?
No, they do not. There's a proxy moat.
Okay. Then no one will care.
No,
This isn't a functioning church.
Well, you're right. It's not functioning, but I'm sure there are old timers who are like, back in my day, we had a functioning chapel that wasn't also a laser tag arena / parkour gym.
Oh,
just because attendance is down doesn't mean that they don't have fond memories.
Maybe they have fond memories. Maybe their grandchildren will have fond memories of the laser tag. And
yeah. Maybe this will bring in a whole new
Pizza Hut.
generation of clients. You know, you'll just have a hip young pastor who sits backwards on a chair. It's like, so you kids like laser tag.
God.
But let me
Demon
tell you
already
something about
left.
the laser tag against the devil.
you know, the eternal laser tag with the devil. Oh my god. Scratch our pastor in this new hip neon laser tag park.
God, I hope the devil emoji proxies our pastor.
Oh.
I mean,
think about that. Holy shit.
Demon was actually a priest, but now he's gone. Okay. So Pitchfork and Scarecrow, you each have one downtime activity floating. What do y'all want to do with that?
I think Scarecrow's just going to train prowess, just get some parkour in.
Okay. And Pitchfork?
I am 2 away from filling up resolve, but wait, did we agree to take?
Right?
Did we agree to take the third upgrade thing?
That was the prowess upgrade. Yeah. Wait. Unless I'm misunderstanding.
No, because we should have 2, right? Unless we.
Yeah, we took quarters and we took prowess.
Oh, see, I missed that discussion, I guess.
Oh, I'm
Um,
sorry.
No, it's that's okay.
I kind of like the idea of that hat being like semi in character, like Pitchfork was off doing something and then came back one day, and Tower, Spade, and Scratch were like already drawing up plans for the laser tag parkour arena.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure if the facility was just, oh, we're training it, so we need to describe what that looks like, or if it was, oh, we're actually taking the upgrade.
No, yeah,
Um,
it's the upgrade.
Wow, and what an upgrade! What an upgrade it is.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine. I was just surprised. Resolve though is what I'm doing anyway. Because that'll fill that up.
Yep.
We're incredibly
What do you
something.
What do you do to train your resolve?
Okay. I'm bad with computers, and I would like to get better, which is what I think that Resolve, which is something that I think I have talked about previously when I've been training Resolve. Maybe I go ask Scratch for help.
Okay. So what kind of help are you asking for?
So I think that there is some kind of like Digimon-esque like battling game thing in the AR.
Oh,
Where you
100%.
Hmm?
100%.
Yeah, and you can pit your proxy against other people's proxies.
Are you entering Scratch into a fighting ring?
Maybe? It's like, oh yeah, it's like battle bots for your proxy. And I've been like working on my proxy.
So
And I'm like, Scratch, I want to fight you.
So I think. So what does your proxy look like? Because I don't think you had one before now. So like, did you get a proxy and then like, what do you make it look like? Because remember
that's never come up.
Yeah, because proxies are, by default, they're like social managing programs with like a bit of just enough intelligence to like be a personal assistant. So they'll manage your emails and your calendar and like your Twitter.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying there are definitely like proxy app additions that you can do what you're describing. So I'm just curious what your proxy looks like. When you buy it, it's just you.
Yeah, like, I kind of think it's like a chibi Bert.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds, and the flowers are like real flowers instead of painted on.
Okay. Just like growing out of it like the overgrown Bastion skin.
Yeah, that's really good. And I'm actually picturing like Summer Wars now, come to think of it. Anyone else seen that?
Be still
Yeah.
my heart.
I don't know Summoner Wars, but okay.
Basically, it's, yeah, you have these like digital avatars, and then like a big part of the plot is this like huge fighting tournament inside the virtual world that like your digital avatar can be in, and like I think that's sort of along the same line of what I want to be doing here.
Oh, is this an anime? Or is this
Yeah, it was an
okay.
anime movie. I forget
Directed by Mamoru Hosoda. Really,
Yep.
really good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's not hard to figure out the general shtick of the idea. So, yeah, do you like ask Scratch to help you with this over like Sunday brunch?
Yeah, that seems like the right time
Okay.
to do that.
So like Scratch is like, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun." So like, question, am I going easy on you, or are like we being serious about this?
Hit me with everything you got.
Okay. So like smash cut to like the next day, and like Scratch, like you wake up to your alarm going off, and it's like earlier than it's supposed to,
Oh.
and Scratch is at the foot of your bed. You know the movie Patton, the like opening scene.
No?
Okay, so there's I think it's like the late 70s. There's a movie called Patton, which is all about George Patton, right?
Okay.
In World War II, and it opens with Patton standing before this massive U.S. flag in like full dress general uniform, and
Oh
like
my God.
the helmet with like the 3-star generals on it. And he's standing behind a podium and he gives this big speech. And so you wake up and Scratch is at the foot of your bed in like full general outfit with their devil emoji face under a World War II military helmet. And they're standing in front of a massive AR Celestial Myriad flag.
That is so
And
much.
they're just like, Private Pitchfork, it's time to wake up. You've got training to do.
What?
And they've got a riding crop, and they snap it against their leg, and they say, "Get up, soldier!"
I'm just like panicking. Like I'm changing, but I'm panicking.
And they say, "Move it to the training arena," and then they like snap out of image. And then you immediately get over your comms. What am I waiting for, Private? I'm already here. Where are you at?
God, time to get logged the fuck on.
And
Oh, I'm enjoying this too much.
so you go to the
Combination laser tag and Pizza Hut.
yeah, you go to the combination laser tag parkour gym, and Scratch is waiting there for you, standing like on like a stage, basically, or like a razor, and on the ground before them is a miniature Scratch wearing a karate gi with a headband. And and they're of course a black belt, and
Of course.
they're just like, "All right, are you ready?"
I bring up Bert. I like go into the equip screen and put on a shield and a mini jackhammer.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm ready. Here we go.
All right, here we go. And then, how long do you spend getting your ass kicked?
Too long? I'm very stubborn.
Okay. Yes, it is like it is not just unfair in like Scratch is like good at this. Like Scratch is an AI, which y'all learned last session.
Yeah.
And like is a tier 4 AI. So like yeah, it's just 100% not fair, but you did ask for this.
Mm-hmm.
But afterwards, like Scratch, like you like look away for a second, then Scratch is back in the mecha sundress, Doc Martens, and opera gloves, and they like sit down with you and like talk you through like programming your AR Bert.
There we go.
Yep, and so they help you. I'm guessing you're taking a point of interface.
Yes.
Okay. So, Scarecrow. You've got
Yes.
one downtime activity floating. What do you want to do with it?
Oh, I thought I already said I was doing I was just using the gym, the AR parkour.
Oh, sorry. I missed that. So yeah, mark your 2 prowess XP then.
Yep. All good.
So,
Oh.
Hmm?
If I might suggest a detail for it,
yeah.
because I think this is very much designed for and like feel free to veto this. This is just an idea that I just have the image in my head in school, in that this is way more radical than just like, you know, something you could set up in like a commercial space, for example. It's not just like, okay, and here's the layout and you can memorize it and you just kind of have fun with it. But I think like you've got a couple like movable blocks, like those kind of blast shields that are all over Neo Tokyo in Evangelion, for example. So like the pattern can shift. Not only that though, but there's like they're on multiple surfaces, and like you can actually like basically I'm seeing it as like a cube that you could rotate to dramatically change the scene.
Sure.
Yeah. And also, I think you can obviously sort of radically change what the proxies in there are going to be doing. So you can completely switch up strategy every time you run through it.
Yeah, because I one of the things I'm thinking is like this is for like training and stuff. This isn't like a fun time activity, so it is definitely pushing the boundaries of being actually unsafe.
Okay.
Like that was just the thought I had.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, all right. So you do that. You run around in your brand new... What does Scarecrow think about this being the training facility?
Scarecrow fucking digs it.
Good.
Like Scarecrow's been doing like, you know, odd job mercenary work, so it's like this is the equivalent of like coming into like it's unorthodox, sure. But this is still like finally having a like this is like having like showered in gyms for like a couple of weeks, and it's just like this is a really nice gym, and you know they've got a sauna. Granted, Scarecrow is not your typical civilian and does not have your typical needs, but this is just like she's vibing it.
I was gonna
Even
say
with the neon?
it's probably like working for a temp agency and just getting like law firms and accounting offices over and over again, and then one day you get a temp job at like the most stereotypical 90s tech startup with like the pinball machines and like fireman's pole between floors and shit.
God.
Okay, so that's all the free downtime activities. Does anyone want to spend cash for additional downtime activities?
I would like to cut loose with Riza.
Cool.
I'm spending my 1 cash to do that. I don't have any idea what we're doing. Maybe it's like... off... Sure, what was that?
I was going to say, it could just be like during Sunday brunch, you just like really deep dive into a conversation with Scarecrow. If you don't have any better ideas.
Oh my god.
You want an alternate, Jake? You could ask what Riza does for fun.
What does Riza do for fun? I mean, that's part of the conversation, but like, yeah.
I don't know. Like that was an approach I was thinking. I didn't actually have anything particular in mind given that. But I do think she's definitely fond of the old school, you know, pick up a varmint rifle, sit on top of your mech, and plink at cans kind of thing.
Cool.
Like very much she is rooted in like, you know, military routine. So like she's gonna be weird to civvies. So it's like this is fun for you? Yeah, no, I do this all the time.
I'm trying to think if Spade has ever held a gun over the course of this game.
I don't
think the
think
answer
so.
is
I think the only time that Ko's been like outside of the Magpie pretty much was was delivering the bodies to Fort Jovenal, and then
Being in a dragon?
Oh yeah, there was that too.
For a minute.
And then also getting inside of the Society for Wider Understanding office building.
Yeah.
So,
I'm definitely more in support of this now.
yeah.
Because if Riza gets to teach you how to gun, like, are we going with this first of all before I get too into it? 'Cause I will
Yes.
get to it.
And I have a place that we're gonna go, because Spade still finds it funny. We're gonna go to the sunken cathedral outside of town.
Do you want to?
So we're in a chapel
Uh-huh.
next to a sunken cathedral.
Well, not next to it. The cathedral's like on the road
Not
out of
next to.
town, like on the basically on the highway to the south, out of Hollinton, and is like on the basically on the opposite side of town, and even a bit further out from that. And does Sasha, why don't you explain this? Or no, how about does Spade explain the sunken cathedral to Scarecrow?
Did y'all sink it?
I think that Spade waits for questions to arise, but does not introduce the cathedral at all. It just says, "Oh, there's a perfect place to go take pot shots. No one like lives there or does anything there. It's
Okay,
just off,
when you
off the
say
freeways."
that, when you say that, Riza is going to say, "Oh, where is this?"
Oh, it's
Like
just
she-
outside of town, and by the highway.
By the highway. What's the place?
It's the old cathedral.
Okay.
Like I guess, yeah.
All right, because
Or the new cathedral?
all right,
new old
this
cathedral.
is important
old new
because I think the next day when they do go,
Mhm.
you show up and Riza isn't bringing any guns. And as you step into the cathedral, like I think you had a room in mind, like a long hall or something that you already had in mind. And as you come in, there's a couple of white folding tables, and on them are 2 disassembled guns.
Cool. An important keynote about the cathedral is that the only part of it that you can see from the ground is the bell tower, because the rest of it has sunk underground. Yeah.
And we can get into detail if you want, but like the basic gist of it is she's gonna teach you to shoot, but also like she's starting you not with like oh, like here's a bolt rifle and simple she's giving you like what she's considering a starter gun is like an actual military rifle with moving parts, fire select, and the whole thing, and she's like giving you, and like there's a lot of enthusiasm when she talks about it. She's just like she's a decent teacher. Like, not the best, but she's a decent teacher. She knows her shit, at least with this stuff. And, it's all, like, here's fire safety, trigger discipline, never aim at something you don't intend to destroy, always know how to clean and maintain your weapon and all that. And just, like, it reveals a lot about how she's, how she views these things. They're not just, like, weapons, they're tools, they're things to take care of. But also, like, they demand respect and proper preparation and care and all that.
Yeah.
And also, shooting stuff is fun. I don't know how well Spade's going to like it, but I think if they do find, if it is possible, they will find, if they are inclined, they will find it fun with Riza.
I think that I think that Spade definitely approaches the gun itself from like a mechanical, like engineering perspective. And so is more interested in how it functions than core use of it. And so does spend maybe a little bit longer in the assembling, disassembling than you had anticipated. But we do get to some shooting, to some tin cans down the...
I think then actually one of the things that happens then is Riza actually encourages that, because most people want to skip that and get to the shooting. And I think another key scene to throw in there is, like, your gun jams, and then, like, you guys have a moment where she teaches you how to clear a cartridge and all that, and that's, like, explaining, like, okay, no, this is the forwards, this is the thing you rack, here's why this happened, and here's how you hold the gun to reduce the chances of that happening, and so on.
Very, very cool. Who hired you again?
Do I who's... Austin, do you have anyone specific in mind who hired me? It was the Paladins of thing I can't remember.
Of Saint Mabuto is the squad. I do not have like a name for your contact for hiring. Let's see. Cleanser or High Cleanser. High Cleanser Jerome.
That's a fun
That would
title.
be High Cleanser Jerome.
Ah. Okay. How long have you been doing this stuff?
Define this stuff.
Gestures to the gun and the range, and also like, if this is not too gauche to say, I notice a lot of different paint jobs on your Mac. It seems like you've been in the mercenary game for a minute.
All right. Well, first things first is she clears her gun. So she pops out the active shell, unloads the mag, makes it clear and safe, puts it on the table. When she gestures at that, she gestures downrange. This, been doing this since I was 12. As for the mercenary thing, well, that's since this. So, 5 years now, I want to say. Roughly.
I see.
Actually, that's the question. We have FTL in this universe, right? Like, it's not like you get in a ship and you sleep for 5 years. It's not
Yeah,
that shit.
there is FTL. We haven't gotten into it because we've never really gone to space in this game so far. And even if we did, it would probably... Oh no, well, we sort of have with the Doctors Beyond Stars frigate in orbit.
Okay. I just want to make sure that it's not like, oh, if you've ever gone off planet, you have to have 10 years of travel just lined up.
Yeah, no. There's probably FTL or jump ships or warp gates or something. We haven't dug into that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's just checking. But yeah.
Oh, do you mention that you're off-world?
No, but I'm sure that might have come up in other conversations. You can feel free to bring it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be really excited about that. I grew up on Diomedes Station. Where are you from?
What's the name of the Jovengil planet again? Is it just Jovengil?
The home world?
Yeah.
Juvenile?
Is it Jovenal? No, the home world is Jovengal, yeah.
Vangle. It's a very good word to say.
Well, I grew up on Jovengil. She's... Actually, go ahead and follow up on that.
Yeah, I was just reacting. That's wild. I legit haven't met another off-worlder since I came down here.
Oh. It's a thing. She...
Oh, sorry, Scarecrow. Because how closely do you follow military actions that you aren't directly involved in?
She will read as many reports as she can on whatever's going on in her theater. But right now she's not politically affiliated, so for anything outside of the current scope of where she's involved, she will have the cliff notes, but not
Okay.
necessarily be following too closely.
How long ago was Spade's tragedy?
Probably they're in their 30s, I feel like, so probably about 10 years ago.
Okay. So, Scarecrow, I think when Spade says Diomedes Station, that rings a bell, but it takes you a bit to place it. And then you can remember that you recall hearing a report of the glorious sacrifice that the people of Diomedes Station made for the Jovengelian cause, as their station was used as a kinetic weapon against ships of the cowardly democratic federated systems.
There is a word for this, and it is called oof.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I think that realization will not dawn on their face, at least.
I feel like we get to... I'm gonna abstract this because I don't have any of this actual chatter, but I feel like Spade at least is going to get very excited and talk about like Jovengelian like food and like holidays and just like cultural differences and especially between like Jovengelian on the orbital station versus Jovengel.
Yeah, and she'll be happy to talk about that, but she's a little squirrely about it, and you definitely pick up she talks in generalities and she does not refer to like specifics in her own life. So she'll talk about Christmas, for example, and like everyone gets presents under the tree, but she won't talk about like how her parents used to do it or anything. So it's very much like broad cultural stuff, and like she's definitely avoiding the topic of her own like childhood and like her own life on Jovengel.
Cool. I think at some point the guns get ignored to this conversation, and if this is all right with you, the sort of image of Riza like carrying on the conversation when it gets more personal starts to like busy with the guns instead of details.
Yeah, and actually, what I think might happen is she starts, field stripping and checking one to check, and I think what it becomes then is shooting is over for the day, and they continue this conversation. Both like they're like they both kind of notice it's like in an awkward place, and so they keep on that conversation. But now they say like, okay, cool, we're actually going to go back to field stripping and mechanical maintenance and all that. And the rest of that is like the conversation can continue wherever, but they're both like across the table from each other, and like assembling and disassembling, and that's good for Riza also because that means like there's a little bit of a physical barrier, and it lets her be a little bit more comfortable, I guess, hiding things.
For sure.
Does the topic of the cathedral's unorthodox placement ever come up?
I don't think Riza's gonna mention it.
I think every time Spade notices it, like a smile just sort of blooms on Core face. It's like, yeah, this joke is still funny. So.
But I'm also picturing because like, I think like the closing shot of this. If we don't have anything, do we have anything else we want to cover?
No.
Because I think the closing shot is just the two of them, like at the table, disassembling and assembling guns, laughing a little bit, and like the conversation just kind of goes and fades out as the camera just pans out, and you see that like they've actually moved from like one end of the room to like just they're in the middle of it, and you just see like the sunken cathedral just around them, and they're so small in this big like grand room.
Into it.
I think if I may, the camera pulls out further to like show the cathedral in the hole, and close watchers will like spot a landmark that indicates where the end of that mission happened. So where Demon ensured that the rules of engagement were intact.
Ah.
Y'all definitely sunk this place.
Do anyone want to explain it, or should we just keep
Okay,
Doc
so
in the dark?
I had an idea, which was a fun thing that I could do to cut loose and get off some steam, and then it turned into a work thing, and then some people died, but we did get paid for it. It's fine.
That's a way to describe it.
Anyway, they're not around anymore, so it's not a problem.
Yep.
That's my description. I feel like Spade would get into it.
That's fair. So, does anyone have any other downtime activities they want to spend cash on? That's a no from Tower, no from Pitchfork, Scarecrow.
I'm good. Like, I just got here.
Yeah, fair. You don't have any cash. Okay, then. That is most of the session today. I'm going to take us back to the talk screen. So, the last thing is to do end of session stuff, which will be starting with XP for the players.
Yay.
So, Tower.
Okay.
Did you address a challenge with stealth or evasion?
Don't really think so.
Fair. Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Again, I don't really think so. Not in any direct way, anyway.
Okay. Did you struggle because of your beliefs, trauma, or character?
I don't know that I struggled, but I know that a lot of my actions, here were influenced by beliefs or, by, specifically, stuff surrounding, my relationship with Spade, just because I think, Tower's working very, very hard to do things right and good, to try to make things a little bit better, but I don't know that that was shown on screen so much, so I don't know that it counts.
I think it does take an XP.
Yeah.
Okay. Scarecrow. Did you address a challenge with tracking or violence?
I'm gonna go ahead and say firing range does not count as violence, so no.
Okay.
It's a very controlled situation.
Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Yes.
Okay. How was it more than once?
Yeah, I think with the food, and also with the conversation with Spade.
Okay, take 2 XP. And did you struggle with, I should say because of, did you struggle because of your beliefs, trauma, or character?
Nah, nothing more. Like, if I want to get technical, there's definitely some stuff that's messing with them from their history, but not, I think, anything that's above a baseline level.
Okay. So, you got 2 XP.
Whoop.
Spade, did you address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem?
Technical skill maybe for the, I don't know, that doesn't feel quite right for the scene we just did. Of just like grokking the machinery of the guns really quickly.
No? Okay. That's fine. Downtime sessions tend to not generate a lot of XP. Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Yup.
More than once?
No. I think I just got really excited. No, they're kind of connected. With like Tusser and Riza being these both really ragged, terrible connections to core past and the core like former home. If that counts for 2, then I'll take it.
I think I'll give you 1 because you didn't really interact with Tusser. You specifically blew her off. So. And did you struggle because of your beliefs, trauma, or character?
I made a whole long-term project for it. I feel like getting into the paint with it, I feel like counts.
Yeah. Okay, so take an XP for that. Alright, Pitchfork. Did you address a challenge with piloting or violence? No. Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, and did you struggle because of your beliefs, trauma, or character?
Nope.
All right. So now we do the end of session questions to help me prepare for the first mission of season 2.
Wait, this isn't a slice of life anime game?
I mean, it's a very specific slice of life.
It's the slice with the slicing.
Yeah.
Cursed.
I don't think any swords have come up yet. Other than
I have like a weird taser sword thing. One could call it a beam saber.
I've done my share of slicing in this game.
Also,
That's
we've been
true.
cooking.
Yes.
Yeah.
True cooking.
Those things when you cook.
Okay. So,
Wow, taco.
oh! This is why we do the end of session questions. We forgot to do squad XP.
Did we get any squad XP?
I don't know. Let's have a look. I mean, probably not.
I mean, we got me. Isn't that better than XP?
Yes. Did you execute a successful delivery, acquire new clients, or contraband sources?
No.
Nah.
Nah. I don't think so.
Unless I can get you guys some killer weed, I don't think so.
Did you face off against challenges above your pay grade?
No.
No.
Social interaction, yeah. No.
True.
Did you bolster your squad's reputation or develop a new one?
I think with the thing in the broken bank. Bolstering merciful.
Yeah. Okay. So take 1 XP for that. And did you
That's in the
express
logistics sheet.
Did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the squad? No?
No.
I think so.
Okay. There you go. You got your 1 squad XP for the session. All right.
Yay.
So, now we have the end of session questions. So first up, for your next mission, these are all about your next mission. Is your aim to seize a claim, hurt the target, aid yourselves, or aid another squad? Any thoughts about that?
I like
I-
hurting things.
Yes, well, I don't know. I was thinking aid another squad just because we're trying to sort of secure contacts and things to be shipping.
Agreed.
Well, bodies to be shipping, but places to get the bodies we're shipping.
Okay. Oh, also, just as a reminder, y'all still have data that you stole from the Society for Wider Understanding
Yep.
that you have not done anything with at this time.
Yep.
Just wanted to remind you.
Yeah, I don't know what we do with that.
Yeah, I don't know which one of these buttons is plot button. Which of these do I press to advance plot? More?
I mean,
Which dialogue
you
option should I
could
go with?
like here's some things you could do with that data. You could sell it. You could look into it. You could give it away for free. I mean, you stole it from an intel/propaganda squad. So it's probably got something good in there.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I
Yeah.
think the first thing we should do is just look into it, figure out what it is, like what the actual information is, and then go from there.
that'll probably be just a gather information role, not a full long-term project, because it's not
Yeah.
encrypted. Since
Oh, it's not?
No, you stole the unencrypted version right off of the guy's computer, if you recall.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so those are some things you could do with it. Okay, so next question. Is there a specific area you want to target? Like a specific region?
Try to go to space.
It's fine if the answer is no. Okay.
Well, actually, my question is, which is our least secure border? Because I know, like, this area is low in squads, so like having, I think like that's my priority. I think I would look into is what jobs would most shore up the home base.
Well, the border that is getting the most attention is the one with the Jovangelian Empire, because of the recent skirmishes between the Paladins and the Wolf Pack.
Okay.
Then the other border to really speak of is the one with the Norish Autonomous Region, and which has been quiet, but that doesn't mean that they aren't, like, they could potentially be using the skirmishes as a distraction to encroach, theoretically. you don't have any intel to that end, but I can come up with a mission regarding that border if you want to focus on that region.
I say one of the two. If we want to do a squad assist, probably Jovangelian border is better, but if we want to do like recon or something, definitely I think Norish.
Any thoughts?
Like a lot of skirmishes mean a lot of chances to just, show up.
I'm interested in squad assist, I think.
Okay, so we'll say the Jovangelian border. Okay. Is there a specific resource you want to acquire?
Maybe just, I guess clientele, but I don't know if that counts
Yeah,
as a
that
resource.
does. Clientele's a resource.
You know what I would love to get is some trust.
Yes, trust,
With
Would
whom?
love to get some. Well, with our patron faction,
but also just anyone.
who barely tolerates us because we're the worst.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are you targeting a squad weaker, stronger, or about the same as you?
No idea.
No preferences about your opponent's strengths?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. All information is good because I can come up with stuff on my own if you don't have any suggestions. Are you targeting a specific squad or faction?
By target, can we be like help? Help target?
Well, if you want to list a group that you specifically want to help, that's fine too.
Let's see. Who do we not absolutely hate in
Who still takes our calls?
I mean, Bishop Finmal, get that shit up to 3. That could be nice.
So you want to help Bishop Finmal?
Yes. Because he's our only friend.
Okay.
Could we do a mission for Scratch?
Discussion? Yeah, I mean,
Does Scratch want stuff?
I mean, we usually get our missions from Scratch, but ostensibly that's passed down from the church.
Yeah.
Could we do a mission for Scratch?
Yes.
Alright guys, I need one of those new graphics cards. They're in really hard supply.
Do you want
What does a tier 4 AI want?
things that
No.
are unusual and probably won't make a lot of sense to mortal minds?
Listen, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Do
That's
you
my
want to
shit.
do the next mission for Scratch?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
You know, Scratch has been such a friend and such a, like, a long-suffering boss. I feel like maybe we can,
Do them a favor.
do something nice. Yeah. Do him a favor.
Hashtag World Boss Day.
The one boss that we actually enjoy.
Okay. All right, so I've got some notes here which will help me come up with ideas for the session, and I think that finishes off the session. So now we'll do the outro.
Yay.
I am Austin Ramsey. I've been your host for this evening and the GM. I'm also the creator of Beam Saber. If you want to find out more about Beam Saber, you can do so at tinyurl.com/beamsaber, which I should have said at the top of the show, because all the rules are there for free at this time, and they will remain free until I look into production. You can find me on Twitter at NotAnIn, and if you want to financially support the creation of Beam Saber, you can do so at patreon.com/AUSTINRAMSAY. That is my Patreon. This evening, I have been joined by Doc.
So I'm Doc. Again, Twitter and Twitch at DoubleDocMD. I tweet for fun and I play video games. I'm currently in the middle of a Vampire the Masquerade playthrough, playing in Bruges. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm also half of the Movie Morgue podcast, which is your premier film autopsy podcast. We take movies and we do a little bit of review, but mostly kind of critical analysis. It's a lot of fun. You can find us on Twitter at Movie Morguecast and on Simplecast at moviemorgue.simplecast.fm. It's a lot of fun. Or wherever good podcasts are sold. People sell podcasts, right? That's a thing.
Thank you very much for joining us this evening and for this season.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a blast.
And also, we are joined by Ray.
Hello, I'm Ray. You can find me on Twitter at RayRayTheGayGay or on Tumblr at cultivating-saplings. Yeah, tonight was good. I hope everyone had fun.
And Sasha.
I've been Sasha. You can find me on Twitter at Sasha_Renell. You can find my game design at tcabbage, and I thoroughly apologize for all the terrible things that I have said on this episode.
I don't know what you're talking about. And last but not least, we've been joined by Takuma.
Hey, I have been Takuma. Yeah, my Twitter is at Takuma_Okada_. I have links to my SoundCloud and itch pages where I have music and games and stuff, and you should check it out.
Nice. All right, so that's it for this evening. Once again, thank you all so much for joining us on this exciting downtime-filled session. We will be back again next Tuesday at 6 p.m. EST. And in the meantime, remember everyone, fight the war, not the soldiers. See you then.